walk around if you can avoid fighting them directly. But careful now, the high ground going to be in favor. I believe there is no chance up there. That is indeed going to be the case, and it will be a 4v2, but they're just going to be sending 2 players up there. They want to keep their eyes pried open to check out what's going to be happening actually in circle, so they can look a little bit further beyond phase 5.
If you remember in game 1, TSM, I believe at one point we were down to 2 players, and they were able to protect that compound against Synergy.
Yeah.
It's not quite a compound, but as a 2-man team, TSM entity can at times feel like a full squad. That's how good individually they are. That's how synergized they seem to be at times.
And their guard going up. They lost Jonathan and Clutch God. Clutch God died actually really early on. Not sure how, unfortunately, get taken out very fast for them. Right, they're going to be actually trying to just crawl their way into the circle. The mollies will be coming out. I think that potentially no chance have an idea of what's happening, but I think that molly's going to be indeed a little bit too delayed and not even on point there. Going to be a little bit too far away from there. And Zedgod, here it is, taking a fight to see Kratos, the last member of Team IND. He's going to be actually suffering some blue zone tick damage very soon. Imperium no phase 5 tickles a little bit more. You want to try and avoid staying in there for too long because you can't tank it for an elongated period of time.
Definitely putting No Chance team on a bit of a pedestal in my eyes. Like I said, the wildcard qualified team. I was curious about what they would do and how they would be against these top teams. And I know they are just scrims, but in my eyes, they're impressing us right now. Heavily impressing us.
Can do statements in this type of games, just show what people should be prepared to see. West Circle did actually shift to northeast, actually just having Morph in a pretty good position. Morph, if they can go central position there on the high ground, they have a big opportunity of taking this game. Box going to have to move away from their compound, then you've got one building, and I don't think you want to focus all the players in one building up north there. The reason why? Predictability. Grenades have been so good from Morph. If grenades come out of Morph onto Box, I don't think they'll be able to make it out alive, because one building, you can just spray 3 grenades and you basically cover the entire building, and that will be game over.
Before Morph can focus on that, they've got to try to take down Kelt.
No!
As Ultron unfortunately does bleed out. And it's a matter of hello darkness, my old friend. And what I love about Morphs is that they're not only narrow-minded in one direction, they're looking across the rest of the circle. They know that it's shifting in their favor, therefore teams are coming towards them. So very well played by Morph so far, coming into late stages of this game.
I think it was just a question of time, really, here in Imperium, that we were going to lose Kratos. Team IND out in 6th position, 5 teams now in play. TSM Entity, still surprisingly enough, dealing with the pressure despite not having a great position, but now it's going to be the eyes focused onto Morph. They got the good high ground position. They're going to be potentially contested by No Chance, but here it is now. Whoop, okay. I mean, definitely cars are not meta too much on Sanhok, but definitely not in the late game, and got absolutely lasered. Celts out in 5th position. 4 teams now remaining.
Oh, Heineken gets knocked down.
Oh, wait.
TSM Entity are pushing their way through. What did I say about TSM Entity? As a 2-man team, they can feel like a full squad, but this game is firmly in the hands of Morph. They took down Celts at the right moment. They pushed them back, and now they can focus all the teams on the west.
Now 3 teams going to have, Box Gaming going to have Morph back at it again, and TSM Entity with the 2 remaining players. It will be definitely an interesting fight to see who will be potentially taking it. 3v3v2. Morph slowly going to try and crawl their way up. But you know what? TSM Entity, they're the closest team so far. And you can definitely take a 2v3 fight and make it turn in your advantage. Now let's see. With some utility chucked out by PMI, the player of Box are going to try their best to make their way forward. But that's going to make it also predictable in the way they're going to be walking out. Grenades, if chucked properly by Morph, could put an end to that repositioning of Box Gaming. Let's see how they're going to play around this. I think that, yeah, definitely Neo is interested to see how Box are going to be pushing out. Here's the footsteps. He's going to be focused on them for now.
And himself towards TSM Entity. Down on the prone play. Neo becomes a snake and gets a knockdown onto Hoya.
Wow.
And then Loy is going to get counter knocked down indeed. Nice play by TSM Entity. Neo is the last player standing. He is also the last player standing for Box. And like I said, this is all in the hands of Morph, right? They were able to sit back, relax on the eastern side, and now they got that one player left. Takes him down, and Morph Gaming get the chicken dinner.
I gotta say more of how they executed that last game. You know, you might be thinking, oh, they were just waiting, they were camping, they were just waiting for an opportunity to strike. Well, that's how it happens most of the time. When you have like a small circle with 3 teams remaining, how do you play around that? It's very simple. Wait for the 2 other teams to fight each other. When they're already in the middle of a fight, go for the third party, and that's when you know they're struggling. That's when they already took some pretty hefty damage. Morph, you know what? They took that one easily. They still had 3 players remaining at the very end, shut down the last player of TSM Entity, and there you have it. But still, I gotta say, huge respect goes to TSM Entity. With 2 players in the mid-game stage remaining, they were able to move away from positions which I did not think they were going to make it out alive. They were pressured so heavily by Team IND. They were pressured so heavily. Also, it was by no chance at one point. And then they still made it out alive into the late game circle phase. That's insane for me.
But here's the thing. That's how dynamic TSM Entity are. Not only because they're aggressive, but they're a team that really take advantage of the edge of circle play. And they danced around those rocks and that grassy area that Sanhok provides, so it was really well played. But as we're getting into the highlights, we are seeing BTR during the Vexy in the early parts of the game. This was Celts. They also had a pretty strong result in this game, right? They finished 5th. There's going to be 2 consistent results in these 2 games, a 3rd and a 5th. That's something that I'm more going to be looking out for, the consistency of these teams heading into the World League East.
Yeah, definitely. Like 5th position was 4 kills. That is some really good point standing from them. You hit your average you're looking for. Then I really liked how Neo was playing around that. Then Louis tried to go for the peak, but he was looking for a completely different target. The fact he pushed actually towards box and not really being scared of that push, I think was definitely what allowed him to get those double knockdowns. Unfortunately, I believe those 2 were not translated into kills directly. And then, of course, No Mercy coming out. No Mercy, this game, 7 kills alone. Yeah. Absolutely mental. And then that's going to be another, like, you know what? Last game, it was Chicken Dinner going over to Team Secret. They got 11 kills. Another Chicken Dinner, but this one for Morph, also 11 kills. So you know what? 11's the lucky number for the Chicken Dinner winners.
110%. And it was also nice to see Box, you know, have a 3rd place result, getting 5 kills. Because in game 1, they finished in 8th. And they were put under pressure. And, of course, went down to that 1 golden grenade at the hands of Morph in game 1, and they were facing pressure from the utility in this game too, which is something I'm gonna see if there's a bit of a pattern with Morph. I know that Box, in terms of, do they find it hard to deal with utility in a defensive way? So I'm gonna keep an eye on that, but either way, it's still great to see them get a better result.
Definitely really happy for all of these teams involved, able to take a pretty good performance. You're going to have unfortunately, last position was You Level Up. No, You Level Up on the 2 first games, having a little bit of a troublesome scenario, but hopefully You Level Up. We know what they can do as a team. Hopefully they'll be able to do some really good performances, because our next map will be on Vikendi, and Vikendi is, you know, and also Miramar, completely different experience in terms of rotations, how you play compared to Sanhok and Erangel. So hopefully these 2 next maps will be an opportunity for the teams that struggled so far to just get a little bit of a high level of gameplay and secure themselves some at least consistent performances, just like the likes of Celts and teams like that.
Yeah, totally true. And then, you know, talking about kind of consistency, somewhat the inconsistency of Team Secret, going from that 1st place in game 1 to 14th place in game 2. And look, I know they're only scrims, but I like to kind of just, you know, plant a little bit of a seed of, could this be showing up in the World League East? Could this, you know, just that little bit of a variable? Will Team Secret prove to be inconsistent? Of course, time will tell.
Exactly, but there you have it, Imperium. That's game number 2 in the books. No more jungle action for today. I mean, I think that one game was just enough jungle action for like the week. I'm waiting until the World League actually starts right there, so definitely some great Sanhok action coming straight up. Hope you guys enjoyed at home. With that said, as always, we're going to go for hopefully a very short break, and we'll be back shortly for game number 3, which is going to be on Vikendi. My favorite map, and also yours, Imperium. We absolutely love it. Some snowy action coming straight up, so if you want to see that, stick around, and we'll be back shortly for the 3rd game of the Scrim session. Let's